Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. So before we start to the Mangalacharan, we should also, every one of us, we should try to remember this Mangalacharan also, which is right in the front of in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. So if you can try and remember that, it is a prayers to Sat Goswami and all our acharyas, in our listening. So by their mercy, now again, we were talking about the holy name. How we can chant the holy name nicely? It is by the mercy of Krishna himself. And that mercy comes in Guru Parampara. So we should do this Mangalacharan. Mangalacharan is Om Agyana Timidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sadhana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Swavadutam Parijana Shaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sadhana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatapate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Sri Radha Kanta Namasute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Shri Hari Priye Vancha Kalpaturu Vaisha Kripa Sindhu Vaisha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Nama Om Nam Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Vedvyas Priya Swami Namine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Shri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today's verse, so we'll read word to word. Vidya Vinaya. Please repeat everybody after me. You can unmute yourself. So you can unmute all of you if you can. Vidya Vinaya.
Vidya Vinaya
Sampane. Brahmane Gavi Hastini Suni Jaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshina Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. Please repeat.
Vidya Vinaya Sampanne
Brahmane Gavi Hastini Sunichaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. Somebody want to repeat?
Vidya Vinaya Sampanne
Vidya Vinaya Sampanne
Brahmane Gavihastini
Gavihastini
Suni Chaiva Swabhakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha
Samadarshina. Please try. Somebody try, please. Yeah, go ahead, Mataji.
Vidya Vinaya Sampanne
Vidya Vinaya Sampanne
Brahmane Gavihastani
Brahmane Gavihastini
Sunichaiva Swapakecha
Sunichaiva Sapakecha
Pandita Samadarshina.
Pandita Samadarshina. Please go ahead. Somebody else.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Anybody? Bhumi, you want to repeat? You want to try?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane.
Let us
Okay.
repeat. I think everybody should repeat after that. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne.
Brahmane.
Go ahead, the whole sentence.
Okay. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne
Vidya Vinaya Sampanne
Brahmane Gavi
Yeah, no. Yeah, Brahmane Gavi Hastini.
Hastini
Yeah, next one. Next slide.
Chuni Cheva Swapake Cha
Suni Chaiva Svapake Cha
Pandita Samadarshina.
Pandita Samadarshina.
Saket, you want to repeat? You want to recite?
Can you recite first, sir?
No, you recite. Then we'll repeat. We'll repeat after
Prabhu,
you.
he want to you to recite first, then he follow. He is not very clear.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne
Vidya Vinaya Sampanne
Brahmane Gavi Hastini
Brahmane Kavihastini
Sunicheva Supake Cha
Suni Chaiva Svapake Cha
Pandita Samadarshina.
Pandita Samadarshina.
Okay. Anybody else? Want to retire? Sri Ram Prabhu, you want to recite?
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Vidya Vinaya. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Vidya Vinaya Sampane. Brahmane Gavi Hastini.
Brahmane Gavi Hastini.
Suni Chaiva Svapake Cha.
Sunicheva Supake Cha
Pandidaha Samadarshini.
Pandita Samadarshina. Anybody else who's left?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Bhagavad Gita 5.18. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne
Vidya Vinaya Sampane
Brahmane Gavihastini
Brahmane Gavi Hastini
Shuni Cheva Shupake. Sorry, sir. Suni Cheva Shupake Cha
Sunicheva Sapake Cha
Pandita Samadarshina.
Pandita Samadarshina.
You want?
Navya?
Sir, can I try?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne
Vidya
आप पूरा
Vinaya
ही बोलो।
Brahmane
Sampane.
Gavi.
आप पूरा ही बोलो।
Okay.
Okay.
Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shuni Chaiva Svapake Cha Pandita Samadarshinaha.
Very good. Navya, she's raised the hand. Yeah, go ahead.
Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Sunicheva Swapake Cha Pandita Samadarshina.
Very good. So all of you repeat after me, word to word. Vidya. You can unmute. All of you can unmute.
Yeah.
With education.
With education,
Vinaya.
Vinaya,
The gentleness.
and gentleness,
Sampane.
Sampanne,
Fully equipped.
fully equipped,
Brahmane.
Brahmane,
In the Brahmana.
in the Brahmana,
Gavi.
Kavi,
Cow.
the cow,
Hastini.
Hastini,
In the elephant.
in the elephant,
Suni. In the dog.
in the dog,
Cha.
Cha,
And
and
Eva. Certainly.
certainly,
Swapake.
Swapake,
In the dog eater.
in the dog eater,
The outcast.
or the outcast,
cha,
cha,
respectively,
respectively,
pandita,
pandita,
those who are wise,
those who are wise,
samadarshina,
samadarshina,
who see with equal vision.
who see with equal vision.
So, in the translation, also translate, also please repeat after me. The humble sages,
The humble sages,
by virtue of true knowledge,
by virtue of true knowledge,
see with equal vision
see with equal vision,
a learned and gentle Brahmana,
a learned and gentle Brahmana,
a cow,
a cow,
an elephant,
an elephant,
a dog,
a dog,
and a dog eater,
and a dog eater,
outcast that is.
outcast.
Okay, so purport. So, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Krishna conscious person does not make any distinction between species or castes. The Brahmana and the outcast may be different from the social point of view, or a dog, a cow, and an elephant may be different from the point of view of species. But these differences of body are meaningless for the viewpoint of learned transcendentalist. Can anybody do that? Can we do this? See everybody equal? It is difficult, but how can we do? It is possible. It is very difficult to distinguish, to discriminate. Discrimination, like right now in the world, all over the world also. I think 2 weeks back, 3 weeks back, one of the Prabhu was telling that he's an activist and he's against this casteism, and that is becoming a big problem in India. He was telling, it's exactly. So how can we see everybody equal? Here, the Krishna is telling that a Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater. How can we see all of them equal? So Prabhupada, first thing Prabhupada, the sentences of Prabhupada is mentioning, a Krishna conscious person does not make any distinction between species or castes. But he does discriminate. He does discriminate devotee and non-devotees. Devotees and those who are against Krishna. A Krishna conscious person definitely discriminates that. And that's why Prabhupada in most of his purports, he has spoken so heavy against the Mayavadi philosophy, against this philosophy of, saying that, oh, you are Krishna, I am Krishna, everybody Krishna. Prabhupada is, when he was telling that many times, and if you listen to his lectures, he is very like a thunderbolt. He talks about that. And these are all rascals. They talk about all this. So, but here the point is coming that who can become Pandita? Who can be equal to everybody? A person who is equal to everyone. He doesn't see any casteism. For him, everybody is a soul. Because even when in our this thing that when we fold our hands and we say namaste, for example, namaste, right? Common Hindu word, Hindu word. It is actually not a Hindu word, it is a Vedic word, but namaste means whom we are respecting. We are not respecting one body to another body. Like Sakyat is here, Bhumi is here, Sveta Mataji is here. And so when I say Hare Krishna and all things, so whom I'm addressing? When we address Hare Krishna, means we are addressing that person. Who's that person? The soul, the spirit soul sitting in that body. We are addressing to that person. So when we have this consciousness, this is called Krishna consciousness. So when we have this consciousness, then we can see everybody equal. We don't discriminate with anybody. So here, and Prabhupada is mentioning that, but those differences of body are meaningless for the viewpoint of learned transcendentalists. For learned transcendentalists, a person who's learned, for him, dog eater or a dog, both are same. because they are on a different bodies, and we say yonis, right? Different yonis. They have accumulated in previous birth. They have, because of this Prabhupada is further explaining about that also. Why different? This is due to their relationship to the Supreme, for the Supreme Lord, by his plenary portion as Paramatma is present in everyone's heart. So this is very important. When we see anybody, when we meet anyone, no matter what that person is, what kind of that person is, whatever, he might be a low caste, eating so many vulnerable things, in today's world, most of the people are like that. Most of the people are outcast people because they go and eat anything and everything. When I used to live in Hong Kong, and that time, some of my Chinese friends, they will go, the hot pot restaurants. So in hot pot restaurant, what do they? There will be a big tank outside the restaurant, which you can see, and in that tank, there are so many aquatic things are there, like octopus or this or fish and this and everything, like they are all living in that fish tank, and they are living very happily. They don't go fight with anybody. Of course, they must be playing around, but they don't. The octopus don't go fight with this one or that, this one like that. They were living very happily, but the evil, wicked human, what they do is then that the people, they go in that hot pot restaurant, they will say, "Oh, I like this fish." So the restaurant, the chef will come and he will pick up that fish, and fish is alive. The same alive fish, they will cut it into the thing and then put it into the hot water. That's what it's called, hot pot. And while they're eating, the fish is still not dead completely, and that it goes inside the stomach, and it's still in the stomach. It's like that, and they say, "Wow, I'm enjoying," in the stomach. So they don't have any vision of seeing that this little fish also is the Paramatma is sitting in there. It's a little fish because that fish has acquired that body because of its past karma. But in that body of the fish, that fish body, that Atma is sitting and Paramatma both are sitting. So we don't have any right to kill any, even small insect. Even if you see an ant, we don't have the right to kill that ant. Though we do, we are doing the insecticide in the house and all those things are there to keep away the insects and all those things. But that is also a kind of a karma we are taking. And why we don't do this? Let's see, there is in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a nice character which is Jada Bharat. So Bharat Maharaj, and after whose name whole of the world was known as Bharat Varsha, it was known as. It was not America or India or Australia or Thailand. It was not before. It was only one Bharat Varsha. It was there. Whole of the planet. It was name of that. So that Bharat, King Bharat, at certain age, after he becomes to reach to certain age, he gave all the kingdom, everything to his sons, and he went to the forest to meditate. But unfortunately, what happened? There was a deer. He saw a deer while he was meditating. He saw the deer, one pregnant deer, was jumping over the river because some lion or something was chasing her, and she was jumping. And while jumping, she died. She couldn't reach, but the baby doe was born. Baby deer was born. And this Bharat Maharaj, he saw that this deer, they don't have anybody, doesn't have. So he started taking care of the deer. But what happened? That at the time of leaving his body, he was thinking of the deer only. That who will take care of the deer? I'm leaving the body now and on. So what happened? Next birth, he came as a deer. So this is our past karma. Because of past karma, we get with different bodies. So he got but by the mercy of the Lord, he could remember everything. So even as a deer, he was just going around. He was leaving. He used to be staying where all the rishis and everything, those who used to perform the austerities, in the forest, the deer will be always there, and it will eat the remnants of those rishis. They will eaten prasadam, so they will throw, and that's what the deer was to eat. Bharat Maharaj, as in the deer body. So next body he got as a Jada Bharat. Jada means he was totally like the tree of the root it doesn't move. It is at one place only, like a jada. We call it jada, heavy thing. So he was like that, and he was born in a Brahmana family. So there he met. What happened? There was a king Raghugana. He was going, and then his palanquin. He was 4 or 5 people were carrying his palanquin, and one of the person got sick. So they were looking a replacement, and they saw this person is like a jada. Oh, he's a big body, everything. He's very strong, but he's like a jada. So they picked him up, and he didn't say anything. He didn't revolt, said, "Oh, I'm not want to come." But he started okay. He said, "I got this body. I have to leave this body, and at the end of the body, I must remember the Lord and go back to home back," because he had that consciousness, because he was a Bharat Maharaj before, and he was carrying the palanquin. So while carrying the palanquin, going, so because they have to run, so this Jada Bharat was running like this, tipsy-turvy. He was jumping one side here, one side, and the king was getting disturbed. So he asked, "Who is this who's doing like that? Why the palanquin is going like this?" Then the transcendental talks begin between them. So what Jada Bharat was doing, why he was jumping here and there? He was seeing ants on the road, and he didn't want to kill them. So that's why he was jumping around that way. So Pandita, he will see that. Pandita never want to, he will always see that, it's a soul, the Atma is there and Paramatma is there. Yesterday also I picked up one live cockroach. I don't want to kill that. So somehow I caught it and I put it outside. Let it be. That it has got its life. How can we kill it? We should not kill it. Not even a single species we should kill. So let's see what Prabhupada said. This is due to their relations with the Supreme, for the Supreme Lord. By his plenary portions in Paramatma is present in everyone's heart. So see, Prabhupada is mentioning by his plenary portion, expansion, is present in everybody as a Paramatma. And such an understanding of the Supreme is real knowledge. As far as the bodies are concerned, in different castes of different species of life, the Lord is equally kind to everyone because he treats every living being as a friend, yet maintains himself as Paramatma, regardless of circumstances of living entities. So see, the Lord is, even can we say that in a small insect, in the stool, doesn't have Paramatma. Paramatma is there in that small living creature also. We can see so many creatures, they just come for few hours or few minutes, and after that, in that few hours and few minutes, they do that, same thing what we are doing of our age, and they die. So Paramatma is present in that creature also, and that is happening that the person, the soul takes birth as a small living creature because of his previous karma. So if we do our good karma, the first and foremost thing to do good karma is what? Remembering the Lord every second, every minute. The 2 golden rules are there. Does anybody know what are those 2 golden rules? Anybody? Take a guess. The 2 golden rules. Saket, Yes, Saket?
Hearing and chanting.
Sorry?
Hearing and chanting.
No, hearing chanting is a process. That's a process. But the number 1 golden rule is always remember Krishna. And second rule is never forget Krishna. These 2 golden rules we should always remember. Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. If we know this, if we imbibe these two rules in our living, how we live and all those things, so then we can always remember Krishna. Always. So then what happens is that our karma becomes good, because we have a kama karo sarva kamoma moksha kama udarate. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajanti purusham param. Tivrena means akama. Our karmas become akama. Akama sarva kamoma moksha kama udarate. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajanti purusham. Tivre means very fast. Our bhakti, the Lata beach, Mataji's name is Lata. Krishna, Guru Maharaj has given Lata. So Lata beach, that is a bhakti. Rupa Goswami has very nicely explained in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu how the starting of this Bhakti Lata beach grows. First of all, it's only just small. Then we have to take care so much. And what other care we take when we plant a seed? That we water the plant every time, every day. We look up to the plant. We see that no other weeds grows around. So we have also in our bhakti also, we have to do the same thing. Bhakti Lata beach, which has been planted in us, we have to see that all the impurities doesn't come around us. All the impurities are the weeds which is growing in a plant. So we have to pluck them and throw it up, because that will spoil what are the impurities we have? Is all kind of unwanted desires, unwanted things in life. We don't need all the baggage. We can live simple life. A Krishna conscious person is very simple person. He doesn't have so many material desires. Yes, he has the desire to serve his Guru and Krishna. He has that desire. So Yagya Prabhu is doing such a wonderful service, and Guru Maharaj is very happy with that. So that is what we should have. We should do that, for the sake of our Guru Maharaj and Krishna. So then it will come akama sarva kamama moksha kama udarate. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajanti puruse param. Tivrena, our bhakti lata beach will grow so quick and fast. Even if you see when so many plants are planted, in a pot, some plants grows very nicely. Straight it grows. Some roses, but some don't grow because of some impediments, some things which are there which is not done properly. Maybe it's not being watered every day. Maybe there are worms inside, or maybe some weeds are growing and nobody's taking care of them. Then that will wither. It won't stay long. So we have to, our Bhakti Lata Bij also is just like a small plant. We should keep. And then if you do it like that, then we can become a Pandita. We can see everybody equally. We can see everyone, in everyone's heart, we can see Paramatma. We can see that Paramatma is going. And finally, Prabhupada is telling the Lord is Paramatma is isn't okay, but soul and person. Okay, the similarity in the quality of the soul and the super soul, however, does not make them equal in quantity. For the individual soul is present only in the particular body, whereas the Paramatma is present in each and every body. See, Prabhupada again is telling the Paramatma, Krishna is in the form of Paramatma. He is present in everybody. He is present in Saket, he is present in Lata Mataji, Bhumi, Suyagya Prabhu, Sweta Mataji, Ram Prabhu, everywhere. In everybody, he is present within us. But the body which we have, that is not going to be permanent. But Krishna is there permanently. A Krishna conscious person has full knowledge of this, and therefore he is truly learned and has equal vision. The similar characteristics of the soul and super soul are that they are both conscious, eternal, and blissful. But the difference is that the individual soul is conscious within the limited jurisdiction of the body, whereas the super soul is conscious of all bodies. The super soul is present in all bodies without distinction. So we have our limitations. We cannot be living in other bodies also. We we have our limitation, which is our body is only limitations. We can't be beyond that. So you can, but super soul, Krishna, that's why Krishna is called super soul, Paramatma. Paramatma. We are only Atma. Krishna is a Paramatma. They can live with that. And again, another thing is that we living in this body, so we have to develop such consciousness that we are not even attached to this body. We don't get attached to this body, because at the end of leaving this body, we have to even give up this. Even if we don't give up, we are trying to hold this body, with so many things, Ayurveda, they say, if you want to increase your longevity, certain things, like even there is a gold bhasma, bhasma made of gold. You take that one, then you live longer. But how long? Maybe 100 years maximum, 120 years, not more than that. The body will kick us out, but Paramatma is always there. So this is the difference of person who can understand this. He is equal Pandita Samadarshina. Samadarshina, Sama means equal. He has equality. Actually, this whole chapter is teaching us about how we have to become detached and how we can see everybody equal. How we can become Pandita. This whole chapter is teaching us about that. So we have, I think, in this chapter, we have started this verse. We have skipped a lot of other verses previously, in which Krishna was teaching that what is important, what is how one should live and how one should do it. So he was teaching, but here it has come straightway to become Pandita, which is very important. So by understanding, living proper Krishna conscious life, we can be equal to everyone. Right? So I'll stop here and we can discuss any doubts.